Hi everybody, welcome to our hip opening class for all levels. So during this class we're going to be working on releasing stress, tension, and even emotions that we may have stored in our hips. So all you need is a comfy space, some comfy clothes, and maybe you want to have a towel, a blanket, or a pillow nearby to be able to use as a prop. And I have my blanket here that I sit on, as you'll see in most of my classes, especially for the seated asanas. I always have a blanket available, and while I'm seated, I sit up on the edge of the blanket, so I'm not like right on top of it. I'm just on the edge, so it allows my pelvic to sit in neutral when I sit in my comfortable cross-legged seat. So just let's begin. So finding your comfortable cross-legged seat, relax the shoulders down, and just softly close the eyes. Let your chin drop down into neutral, letting the spine be long as the crown of the head comes up for the sky. Relax the shoulders back and down. Sitting up on your sits bones, just find your center. And then connect with your breath. Begin to feel the breath inside your body. And letting go of any busy, wandering thoughts. Just take a moment and set an intention for your time, or choose one word to focus on for your practice. And gently bring your hands together into the prayer pose, resting your thumbs to the heart. Lift your heart to meet your thumbs. Tip your forehead towards your fingertips as you seal this intention close to you. Bringing your head back to neutral, just gently release the hands towards the thighs and just slowly flutter open the eyes. And then let's warm up a little bit. So let's start by making some circles here, just gently circling towards the right. We'll just go 3 times in this direction. And then when you're back, let's go in the opposite direction, making some circles here, getting the body warmed up, getting the energy to begin to move. And then pause when you're back, hold by the front of the shins, and as you inhale, lift the heart open. Exhale, rolling through the spine for your seated cat stretch. Pull the belly in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it back, seated cat stretch. And then come here to the center. Roll the shoulders at the top. Release the arms down. Then we're going to take the right hand underneath the right knee, left hand underneath that right ankle, and just rock out your hip here. So just cradling that right leg. Just move the leg from side to side, just rocking it out, getting the hip warmed up. And then we'll switch sides. So let's put the right leg down, picking up the left, hold underneath the left knee and the left ankle, and just rock out your hip. So getting some blood flowing, energy moving in that hip space, just getting it ready to release and open. And then we'll set the left leg down. So let's sit here back in our comfortable seat, and let's have the right leg in front and the left leg closest to the body, sitting up nice and tall. And then we're going to walk forward in front. So we don't want to roll up on the shins like this. Keep the sits bones down and just come forward from your heart. Close your eyes. Bring your chin in so your face is towards the floor or the mat in front, and just slowly melt down. Inhale, feel some length and a little lift as you fill the body. And exhale, just release, coming a little bit forward. And then we're going to walk your hands over towards the left side, surrounding that left knee. Relax the right hip down. You're just walking a little bit to the side. Now, if that's really a lot of pulling or tightness on that right hip, walk your hands back and you're up a little bit higher. And then staying here, chin in neutral, eyes towards the floor. Feel the breath. And then we'll walk it over towards the right side. And just pause when you're over here. Now relax the left hip. Maybe you want to go a little bit further on this side. Bring the chin in neutral. Breathe. And then walking back out towards the center. And then we'll walk it back in. So let's switch sides. Taking the left leg in the front, right leg on the inside, doing it all again. Roll the shoulders here, and then gently come forward in front. Just relax here in front. Remember, we're not rolling up on the shins. Sits bones stay down, side bodies stay long. Just going forward from the heart space. Chin is in neutral. Connect with your breath inside your body. And then we'll walk the hands over to the right. Now the hips are starting to warm up a little bit, so you might feel like you're going a little bit further on this side. And it's just because the body is adjusting and it's learning what's happening, and it's just moving and opening a little bit more. Chin is in neutral, coming over that right leg. And again, if you need to come up some, just walk your hands back. Perfect. And then let's walk it over towards the left side. And just folding a little bit. Square the shoulders, chin in neutral. Maybe you're coming a little bit lower, and that's great. The body's beginning to open up. And then we'll take it back to the center one last time. Big inhale here. Exhale, go forward from the heart. Just melt down in front. And then walk your hands back in. Awesome. All right, let's move on. Hold underneath your knees. Bring the legs together. And come on and join me on all fours. So as we move on to all fours, we're going to have wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Tops of the feet are flat. So when you're bringing your hands down to the mat here, just leave some space open between each finger. So when you bring it down, you can see the color of the mat between your fingers. Another thing to feel is if you feel a lot of weight in the pinky side of your hand, like you're rolling over towards that pinky side, feel the first finger and thumb to the floor so the weight is balanced or distributed throughout the whole hand. And then we're going to flow through the spine here. As you inhale, let the heart come forward, lift up the eyes, tipping up your tail. And as you exhale, bring it into a cat stretch here. Just pull the belly in, tuck the chin, relax your head. Stay here for your inhale. Stay for your exhale. Pull the belly in. And then curl your toes. Pick up your knees on your inhale, sending the chest back towards the thighs. And as you exhale, lift it up into that downward dog. And let's just move the hips here from side to side, just wagging out your towel. Soften the face, relax the jaw. Remember, feel the weight distributed between the whole hand. And then let's pause. And then bend your right knee, open up the left foot, and let your hips fall over towards the right side. Connect with your breath. And then bring it back around to the center. Bend the left knee, let the right foot turn in, toes turn out, hips move a little bit left. Feel your breath. Relax the head. And then bring it back around to the center, releasing the heels towards the mat. And then we'll take it back down to all fours. So coming to all fours here is walk your hands back up onto the thighs so you're standing on the shins. And then take your time. We're going to take a giant step forward with that left foot. Bring your hands down to surround the left foot and slide the right leg back just a little bit. And then we're going to rock back and forth here. Just warming up that left hip a little bit more. And then we'll pause when the left knee's on top of the left ankle. Take your left hand to the inner part of your left foot and then heel toe the left foot towards the edge. Come to the pinky side of your left foot where the sole is open towards the center of the mat. So I'm just going to rotate sideways here while you're there. Show you from a different angle here in front. So you're on the pinky side with the sole towards the center. Right hand's coming towards the center. Left hand's going to come up to the left thigh. And then just take a little rotation here. Feel the breath. Let the hips slide a little bit forward. So you're coming into a little bit of a stretch on that right quadricep, right hip flexor. Breathe there. And then we'll take it back to the center. Bring the left hand down. Bring the left foot down. Slide the left foot back in a little bit closer where the left knee is coming up closer towards your left shoulder. And then from here, we're going to move into a lizard pose. So just gently bending the elbows a little bit here. Or you can take your blanket, fold it so it's raising the floor up here. And you can come down onto your forearms. And just rest here. Feel the breath. Feel the top of the right foot just a little active on the mat behind. And if you prefer to have the toes curled under, that's okay. Stay here. If you've been practicing a while, you can come down to both forearms. Keep the belly in, and also think of the spine staying long. So head, neck, and spine all in a line. And if you want to take it to a little bit of a power place, you can come up onto the right toes, pressing back out through the right heel. Both forearms meet the mat. And then shoulders are square. Let the crown of the head go forward. Feel your breath here. Stay. And remember, at any time, if you need to set that right knee back down, you can always set it back down. You don't have to stay up. And then take your time. Bring your hands back to the mat. Release the right knee down. Surround the left leg. Slide it back. Walk the hands back up onto the thighs, sitting up on the shins or standing up on the shins. Taking the right foot forward. Hands to surround the right foot and just rocking back and forth here. Feel the breath. And then we'll pause again when the right knee's on top of the right ankle. Right hand to the inner part of your right foot. Heel toe the right foot towards the edge. Slide the left leg back a little. Come on the pinky side of your right foot. Sole of the foot's open to the center of the mat. Left hand moves to the center. Right hand up on the right thigh. Just taking a little twist here. Getting a stretch on the outer part of the right hip. Beginning to open the front of the left quadricep, left hip flexor. Feel your breath. And then taking it back around to the center. Bring the foot towards the mat. Move the knee back in a little bit closer towards that right shoulder. And just gently bend the elbows. Feel your breath. Option to stay here. If you want to go a little lower, start by using your blanket. Coming down onto your forearms. Chin in neutral. Crown of the head going forward. Left foot is down, or if you prefer the head, be up on the toes. It's your option. Breathe here. And again, if you want to go a little bit lower, you can come down onto both forearms. Keep at the top of the foot flat. Crown of the head forward. Chin in neutral. Feel the breath. And an option to go to a little bit of a power place or a little bit deeper. Pick up the left knee. Slide the left heel back. Crown of the head going forward. Soften the face. Relax your jaw. Breathe. Keep the belly in. Think of the spine staying long. Side body is long. Shoulders coming back from the ears. Left heel is actively working back. Breathe. And then we'll let the left knee down. Coming up onto your hands. Take your time. We're going to slide the right foot back. Hands are open in front. Remember, you want to see the color of your mat between your fingers. Curl the toes. Pick up the knees. Inhale, send the chest back. Exhale, lift the hips up. Downward dog. Relax your head. Take a big inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out, let it go, let it be audible. Just releasing. If your knees are bent in your down dog, that's okay. And then we're going to move towards our pigeon pose. So we'll start with the right side. So take the right knee behind the right wrist and the left leg long behind the left hip. So if you're new to a yoga practice, you can set the right hip down and bend the left knee behind so you're 90-90. And again, let me turn towards you guys to show you that from a different angle, because we got a lot of new people that keep joining. So we want them to be able to start and be safe. So again, you can have your hip down, bending the back knee for 90-90, and then just slowly come down in front. And potentially, you want to be able to raise the floor here, and you can just use the blanket here to raise the floor. And just resting there. If you've been practicing a while, you have the left leg long behind the left hip. Top of the foot is down. Shoulders and hips square to the front. You can walk your hands back from the down of the back foot, lengthening up here. And exhale, go forward from the heart. And just take your time. Find length. You can stack your fists one on top of the other to rest your forehead on here. Or you can have your hands on top of the other. Or maybe you're all the way down to the mat. If you're somewhere in between doing the 90-90 and here, you could take the blanket and set it on the outer part of that right hip just for a little bit of support as you're coming down. So while you guys are here, I want you to rest. Okay, rest your forehead here, all the way on the floor or stacking the hands. And I'm just going to do a little coaching. So when we're opening the hips, we want to be sure to relax the jaw and separate your back teeth, because there's a direct connection between tension held in our jaw to tension held in the hip. So maybe while you're here, you just move the jaw from side to side, relaxing it, creating the space between the back teeth and letting the tongue fall to the bottom of the mouth. And you can also relax the cheeks and the cheekbones and just softening the whole face. You could stay a little active on the back foot and just feel your breath. And for any of the asanas, if you want to pause the video there and then rejoin when you're ready. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the other side as we keep the body in balance. Just walk your hands back, bring it up to all fours, set the left knee in, take your right knee out to the side and just make some circles with that right knee. And go in the opposite direction. Set it back behind and just rock back and forth on the toes. And then we'll come back to the downward dog. Lift your hips up and back. And then we'll come over towards the left side. So take your time, setting the left knee behind the left wrist. Right leg long behind the right hip. Remember your 90-90 option. If you're brand new to a yoga class, you can start here. You can have the right foot. Sometimes I always say you can check behind your right hip to make sure the right foot's going behind the hip. Sometimes it tries to go way out to the side. Just take a peek over your shoulder, see where it's going. Square the hips around in front. Walk the hands back a little. Find some length in the side bodies and just melt on down forward in front, taking your time. Remember, option if you want to. Set a little towel underneath there or your blanket, little extra support. As you're slowly over time, just releasing the hips, letting them open up. Stack your fist, stack your hands, or rest down towards the floor. Again, while you guys are here, just a little more coaching tips, especially with the hips. Potentially, we can stir up some emotions that we might have held in the body. And while in some of these hip opening poses, they could be coming up to the surface. If you get emotional, that's okay. Know that that's perfectly normal. It happens a lot. Also, just as it's coming up to the surface, just let it leave the body. You don't need to associate it to any story or past event. You're just let it go. Let it go, release it, and it's no longer serving you, so poof, let it go. And then just resting here. Remember to relax the jaw and separate the back teeth. And again, if you pause the video on the first side, go ahead and pause it again for this side. And then join us when you're ready as we walk your hands back. Slide the left leg in, pick it up to the side, and circle it out in the opposite direction. And then set the toes back as you rock back and forth on the left toes. Pause when the heel's back, pull the belly in, open up the space between your fingers, and lift up and back, downward dog. Stay here in your down dog. Let's just stay for a couple of breaths. Relaxing the head and the jaw, relax the cheeks and the cheekbones. And then we'll take our time, walk the feet behind your hands, cross the ankles, hands behind the hips, send the feet forward in front, slide up towards the top, and roll on down to your back. So as you come onto your back, just gently rock from side to side. Make some small circles on the back. Go in the opposite direction. And then pause in the center, chin in neutral. Let's bring both feet up towards the sky. Think of the ankles over the hips, low back coming towards the mat. And then take the feet a little bit apart and bend your knees, and we're going to come towards happy baby. So if you need to, just set your hands on the back of your hamstrings. Maybe they hold behind the calves, or maybe they hold on the pinky side of your foot. So this class is for all levels. Go ahead and choose the option that's best for you. And remember to keep practicing and be patient with your body as it's learning and exploring new places and spaces. And then maybe you take the feet a little bit further away from each other. Think of the feet trying to press towards the ceiling, but your hands are active. And think of the hands winning, so they're pulling on the feet a little bit more than the feet are pressing away. Feel your breath. And then take your feet back up towards the sky. And then scissor the legs. Take your right in front of the left. Bend your knees. Take your left hand, hold the outer part of the right leg. Right hand to hold the outer part of the left leg. Chin in neutral. Relax the feet. Just pause here. Let your arms then come open like a T, and we're going to let the legs fall to the left. Cactus to right arm. Lift your head and turn to your right ear. Feel your breath. Inhale, feel the body open and expand. Exhale, belly button coming towards the spine. And then gently coming back to the center. Uncross the legs. Switch, so scissor, X. Right hand holds the left leg, left hand holds the right. Gently think of the knees coming towards the nose. Little eagle leg stretch here. Getting into those hips. And then we're going to let the legs fall to the right. Turning towards your left ear, cactus that left arm. Breathe. Exhale, belly button comes to spine. And then bring it back around to the center. Uncross the legs. Gently lift the hips and the shoulders. Just let the spine adjust itself naturally. Let the soles of the feet come together. So supine butterfly here. Shoulders relaxed. Now when you come here, your low back might arch up a little bit, and that's normal, okay? We're going to take your hands, interlace your fingers all except your pointer, and reach it up towards the sky. And then reach them down towards the toes. And then we're going to go up and overhead. So just balancing out the hips here. Maybe the arch, the low back arches up just a little bit more. Just let it happen. Feel the breath. Let the hips just balance themselves naturally. Don't force. Just breathe. And then we'll take the hands back up. Switch your thumbs. Keep your index fingers or pointers the way they are. And switch each of your other fingers. And then gently bring it forward towards the toes. And then we're going to go up and back overhead again. You'll begin to feel, like really connect and feel. You can slowly feel that low back begin to arch up. And again, let the hips balance out. Feel your breath. Awesome job, guys. And then just gently release your arms by the side body. Just remember, it doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. You're building your practice, being patient with your body, just having some fun while you're doing it. Lengthening the left leg and then the right. Just relax the ankles, letting the feet splay open. Relaxing the hips and the low back. Just let your shoulders melt into the floor. Relaxing your face, especially the jaw as you separate your back teeth. Smoothing the skin out around your eyes and across your forehead. Just release what is no longer serving you. Knowing you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Just let your body be. And staying in relaxation as long as time permits for you, or just gently wiggle the fingers and the toes. Softly turn your head from ear to ear. And when you're ready, bending in your right leg and your left, gently lift the hips, move them to the side, coming over onto your side. Just take a moment, make a small pillow with your arms. And when you're ready, Using your top hand and your bottom arm, you can bring yourself up to a seated position and just take a moment and give yourself thanks for giving yourself this time. Remember to feel gratitude for everything that your body can do. And I thank you for sharing your time with me. Namaste.